Now I gotta ride or die.
So guys, welcome back to the channel. Today you join me from the driver's seat of a 2002 Ford F-150 Lightning. Yes, this is the SVT Lightning variant of the F-150 from the early 2000s. Super excited to be driving this thing because it is one of the goal cars that I have in my head of things that I want to buy at some point in my life. So today we're going to take it for a sort of ownership review. I really want to drive this car as well, which really helps. As ever guys, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel below if you haven't, but onwards to the B roads. Supercharged 5.4 litre, 430 brake horsepower. This one is pumping out from a smaller pulley on its supercharger, around 480 foot-pound of torque in this one today. That is a lot of power to have through a pickup truck. I've got to say straight away, although I own a Dodge Ram, this is completely different to that car. It is very, very different in pretty much every way. We are currently sat in some gorgeous Alcantara-lined SVT buckets, but it's sort of a bench seat as well. It's such a cool interior. This one being blue as well, as we, go back and remember the Fast and Furious era of the first ever Fast and Furious having an SVT Lightning as sort of one of the star cars in red. That's pretty much what I'm driving today. The same sort of car that was in that movie, with all the parts in the back and stuff. And that's where my love for the SVT Lightning really came from. I've then subsequently always wanted to drive one, so today is a really, really cool day for me. Again, I love my American stuff. I'm going to be very partial in this sort of video to this car, but listen to it. So, where are we? Yeah. The funny thing is, right, it is fast. It is genuinely fast, and it drives like a car. It just makes the sickest noise ever. This one, slightly modified. It's not a factory example. It does have these aftermarket 22-inch wheels on it. It has a slight exhaust system as well. Basically, everything is imported from California on this car and was actually gifted to its owner by his wife for a wedding anniversary present. How cool is that? I think we all could appreciate a partner out there that would want to give an SVT Lightning as an anniversary gift. That's pretty cool. But what's it like to drive? Well, you've got a lightweight rear end where all the power is sent to. Now, that does mean that it's not necessarily twitchy, but there is definite liveliness in the back of this thing. When you do come on it and you go through the gears and you want to pull out of a junction and put your foot down, that rear end is lively. It's not as lively as I was expecting it to be, but it composes itself really well when you do go through the revs. Again, supercharged engines, I feel, when they're really low down in the power, it will come on, but it will sort of tail off. This is the same sort of scenario where you got quite a lot of power low down, which is always a good thing. I love a good supercharged engine. It just wants to sort of kick the back out. Again, there's no weight over the back of this pickup truck, which makes it so different to drive in comparison to anything else performance based. Now, I tried to do as much research as I could on these cars. You know, I'm relatively knowledgeable on the American stuff, but these have Bilstein dampers and shocks all round on these SVT Lightnings, just so they can pretty much cope with what's going on. You know, 430 horsepower, say, in this one. So a lot to put through a pickup truck. And the shorter base, you know, I did just park this next to my Dodge Ram, and yes, there is, you know, 10 years difference in the pickups. There's definitely a huge difference in the way that this reacts and drives. It drives more like a performance-based car with, you know, a pickup truck on top of it. That's sort of the feeling I'm getting here. But it is a hell of an experience to drive this thing. The single cab with these glorious bucket seats. So, and again, these seats are just, it's so cool, like so cool. And you know, for a left-hand drive truck, it's really easy to maneuver. Let's come into second gear. There it is. It's funny because when you put your foot down, the back end sort of squirrels a little bit. The front end raises up like it's trying to do a wheelie, and it just goes down the road, and you're sort of hanging on for dear life is what you're really doing. You're hanging on and trying to point this in the right direction. Now, let's get on to the ownership experience, because obviously all of that noise comes at a slight cost. You will be getting around 10 mpg in your Lightning if you so wish to buy one of these. At the end of the day, I think that's about right for one of these. That's, you know, a 5.4 litre supercharged V8. If you want to go and enjoy it, you're going to get in about 10 mpg. Cruising around, yeah, you're in 15s, maybe 20 at a push, but that's not really what this car is about. Price-wise, you can probably buy one for around 15 grand these days. They are not necessarily sought after in the sense that there's not many for sale. I did just have a look on eBay, Auto Trader and stuff. There is about 10 for sale at this current time. No blue ones though. I found black ones, I found red ones, but no blue ones. There was only about 1,130 of these in blue ever made, about 4,760 in production. The rarest one being white. I think there was around 290, just under 300 white ones ever made. So if you ever stumble over a white one, buy it. I do feel like stuff like this is going up in price. Fast and Furious, I think, did help with the prices on these trucks, and that is partial to the fact that it was, you know, a slight star car in that sense. And I think they've gone out in history as probably being one of the coolest pickup trucks you can buy if you're after a performance one. You know, at the end of the day, the UK, I understand there isn't a lot of market for a performance pickup truck. America, there's a huge market for it, and that's where these cars really came into their own. They were, you know, sought after. There had only been, you know, a couple of generations of, you know, F-150s with powerful engines prior to this. To have a refined one that's comfy and fast and capable is one of those things. It's a very niche market product, but, you know, for the sake of under 5,000 units, I think this is probably one of the coolest pickup trucks you could ever buy, and I'm so grateful to be driving this today. If it wasn't for you guys, if it wasn't for Rich, you know, shout out Rich Fox, this is actually his neighbour's car, and he was like, yeah, come shoot it, come take it out for a drive, you know. I want to see what you think of it and stuff. And yeah, just the dials with the SVT in it, the dash that sort of swoops down with the Ford logos on it, these seats, again, I'm going to say probably one of the best seats I've sat in, or at least bucket seats I've sat in a while. And just the presence and the look, it isn't a huge bulbous thing like my Dodge Ram. It is very, very big for the UK roads. This doesn't feel any bigger than, you know, the VW Transport that's in front of us. That's the fundamental thing. If you are UK based and you do want one of these, I don't think you're going to really come to the decision in your head that it's too big. It fits in a parking space. It's very practical. You can get 3 people in. There is actually 3 seat belts here if you so wish to. There is obviously a tonneau cover on the back, but there is a huge bed behind you, and it's just cool. It's cool. It wins the cool award all day long, this truck. Anyway, guys, if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. More cars like this on the channel, more cars like this in the UK, better off in my opinion. If you did like this video, again, give it a like, give it a subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you all on the next one. Right, I'm going to drop down in a second.